Hello and welcome to the Twin Fusion Show. My name is Christy and this is my twin sister.
I'm Kathy.
And we wanted to give our testimony about what happened at the Save America March on December 6th in Washington, D.C. My sister and I were
Indeed.
there, and we had a lot of interesting experiences on the way there, on the plane, once we got there, once we walked to the Capitol. And we just want to share some of the stuff that happened and our testimony about it. First of all, I wanted to say, and Kathy may have had the same experience, when I got onto the plane in LAX, my American Airlines pilot, when we were all high-fiving each other and saying, USA, USA, he shut us down right away and said, if you guys don't shut up, and I mean right now, I'm gonna land you guys somewhere in Arkansas or Missouri. You're gonna get off the plane and you'll never make it to DC. So I'm just telling you right now, there's people on the plane with a lot of different ideas and views of things. And if you don't shut up, I'm gonna land this plane somewhere where you guys can't make it to DC. That's what the pilot said. And I wish I would have had it on video. Then it was on Twitter that some other pilot, American Airlines pilot, said that from people coming from, what was it, Florida?
Phoenix.
The exact same thing to the people. So that was the way it started out. We were shut down by the pilot. We couldn't even talk to each other or chant or anything on the plane or to even talk about it. He didn't even want us to talk about it. So there was censorship right away. Then when we got there, it was fine. We got up at 5 in the morning. We were out there standing in line. Kathy and I got into the ellipse where the Save America March podium was and everything. We got to see the president talk. And you know, the president, he said just basically the same old stuff he always says. There was election fraud, blah, blah, blah. He did not say anything about violence. He did not condemn violence. He did not encourage violence. He encouraged us to peacefully walk to the Capitol and stand around the Capitol and make our presence known so that the people voting would know that they were accountable to us. He didn't even say that in so many words. It was just kind of implied. But so when we went to the thing, it was just like any other Trump rally that we've been to. You know, there were a lot of people there. Everyone was peaceful. Everyone had their flags. Everyone had their, you know, attire. There was nothing going on. There weren't even hardly any people cutting in line. You know, there was just, everybody was really respectful of one another. And then after the Trump rally was over and he was done speaking and Rudy Giuliani spoke and everybody spoke, Don Jr. and everybody, we marched to the Capitol. And that's when things started to go south. The side of the Capitol, we walked up to the Capitol, and the side of the Capitol we were on the other side, so we couldn't see the guys that were climbing up the scaffolding and going in. But one thing that we do know is that the barricades were taken down, and the guys just walked right over them. And we have testimony, we talked to a lot of people that actually got into the rotunda. And I have testimony, I have a video of one of the guys that got into it. Kathy, tell us what happened to your videos of the people.
Yeah, I had two videos of one was a woman and one was another man from Boston. And they had both gotten up there and gotten into the gotten near to getting in. And then when they got in, when they were getting up there, all of a sudden they barred the doors. They let a bunch of people in, and then they barred the doors and started, you know, pepper spraying and tear gassing everybody. We got tear gassed.
You know,
you know, and you know, it's terrible. But the two videos that night, Wednesday night, I uploaded them to Twitter, and then the next day, they were taken down from Twitter. Google took them off my phone. Those two videos were deleted from my phone. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, so next time we'll know, back up, go home, back it up, then upload it to these other.
And that's what I did. So I still have a testimony. One of the guys we talked to that actually went in there. But across the board, the people that we talked to that actually went in said that the Capitol Police opened the doors for them to go in. They walked right in and right up the stairs into the rotunda.
And we saw video of that too.
Yeah, we saw video of it too. but every single one of them said that the doors were opened. They didn't have to bang through the doors or anything. And that's the same thing. The barricades were taken down too. They just walked right through them. So all this stuff about, you know, the breaking down barricades and breaking down doors didn't happen with the Patriots. So, and another thing that we saw with the Patriots that we heard of all the testimonies is that some of them didn't even get into the rotunda. And the guy you're going to hear now, his name is Kevin. He just basically got into the rotunda, got a couple selfies, and because of the tear gas, got the heck out of there. And if you talk to most of the Patriots that actually got let in, that's their testimony. They got to the rotunda. They didn't even get into the congressional floor. And I think a few Patriots got in there. Nobody that I talked to did. I saw testimony, somebody that did, but most of them just got into the rotunda, took some selfies, and the tear gas pushed them back outside. So I'm going to show this picture of this testimony of Kevin. He's still pretty wound up when we were talking to him about it. But he'll give you his testimony about the whole thing and see how that goes. Okay.
I decided I wanted to get up on the scaffolding. I get up on the second tier of the scaffolding, take some pictures. There are people 8 blocks down. The street is full, 8 blocks down. It's full everywhere. There's millions of people here. And so I'm up on the scaffolding, and then a whole bunch of people, they just keep climbing on the scaffolding. And I'm like, I don't know how much weight this shit can hold. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of sketchy. So I climb down, and then as I go up the stairs, I get up to the top of the stairs, dudes are going, go right, go right. So I turn right. 2 dudes are holding the door open. We need more people in here. And I go, I get up the stairs, and we're in the rotunda. And there's lots of nice pictures, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty nice. Whip out my phone, because you got to prove you were there. I can prove I was there, right? If you don't have a picture, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
So then, all right, so then guys were like, we need more people down here. So I start running down the hallway, and all of a sudden, there's tear gas in there. And I'm like, not today. So I turn around, and I'm getting ready to leave. They shut the other door. The cops retook the other door. And they said they're restoring order, so at that point I knew it's time to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I went in that side of the building and come out that side of the building.
Okay.
Now I gotta go find my kid. Huh?
Storming orders, it's called? Storming?
Storming?
Yeah, everyone was asking him if he was storming. I mean, they weren't storming, they just walked in. And
And got out.
And got straight out.
Yeah, as soon as, you know. And so obviously, if the cops were there restoring order, the stuff had started going on well before Kevin even got in there.
Yeah.
All of the door banging, and we heard from people there that they saw 3 Sprinter vans pull up in Antifa. All these guys, all in black. Some of them had a Trump hat, but most of them didn't. Got out of the van, and Capitol Police were hurrying them into the building. And this is a little bit before we got there. So they had been in there long enough, and also. We saw a text of someone snapped it of NPR had a headline saying Capitol building stormed by the whatever, and it was printed at 9:32 a.m. in the morning. Okay, we didn't get there till 2 p.m. So we know that this was planned. We know this was all well thought out. And Christy, talk about all the pictures that you saw, the 3-point lighting and whatever.
Oh yeah, so then the next morning, I'm looking at the pictures that were on the BBC of the thing. Now I went to film school, and I've taught film classes to a lot of kids, and I've taught them how to do 3-point lighting, how to set up a shot, and so that you have the best lighting scenario. And these shots that I saw on BBC were all staged. They all had 3-point lighting. They were all, you could tell they were staged. You could tell that they were set up, they were perfectly shot. And even some of the shots, like with the guy with the buffalo hat, some of those shots, you could see the cameras. Like you could see like the lenses of the cameras in the shot. Someone was behind like someone doing the production shots. And they got the cameras in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we saw. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but we saw the guy with the horns in a green screen room, and all the people positioned. I think that was from the summer. That was a shot taken this summer when he was. I guess he was in DC this summer too at some of the things. But We know it's staged. The guy in Nancy Pelosi's office. Don't tell me Nancy Pelosi has an office that small. Okay? You know, he was in some, I don't know, some cop's office or something. But one of